The story is set in 180 AD during the reign of Emperor Marcus Aurelius. The film draws from real historical events, including the Roman Empire's military campaigns and the brutal gladiatorial games of the Colosseum. A Roman general leads his soldiers into battle against a group of warriors. The fight is tough, but the general's army wins. After the victory, the Emperor of Rome praises him. The emperor is old and sick. Instead of giving power to his own son, he tells the general that he wants him to lead Rome for a while before returning power to the Senate. The general is surprised and needs time to think. Before he can decide, the emperor's son finds out about the plan. He is angry and upset. He goes to his father and something terrible happens. The emperor dies. The emperor's son quickly declares himself the new ruler. He calls the general and asks him to swear loyalty. But the general refuses because he realizes what really happened. This makes the new ruler furious. He orders soldiers to kill the general and also sends men to his home to harm his family. The general barely escapes and rushes home, but he arrives too late. His home is in ruins and his family is gone. Heartbroken and exhausted, he collapses near their graves. Later, some men find him lying there. They capture him and take him far away, selling him as a slave. A man who trains fighters buys him and takes him to a place where men battle each other for sport. The general does not want to fight, but he is forced to. Over time, he becomes very skilled in the arena, and people start to notice him. He also makes a few friends among the other fighters. Meanwhile, the new ruler in Rome decides to hold big fights in the Colosseum to celebrate his father's death. The general and his fellow fighters are sent there to participate. In one of the big battles, the general leads his team to an unexpected victory, which impresses the audience. The new ruler comes down to the arena to meet the winners and is shocked to see the general still alive. However, because the crowd loves him, the ruler cannot harm him openly. As more battles take place, the general keeps winning. The ruler becomes more and more frustrated because people admire the general and his own popularity is fading. In another fight, the general faces a well-known, undefeated warrior. The battle is dangerous, with wild animals in the arena. The general wins and the ruler demands the defeated warrior be killed. Instead, the general spares him, which makes the audience cheer even louder. The ruler feels humiliated. After this, the general secretly meets an old friend who tells him that many soldiers still support him and are waiting for his orders. He makes a plan with the ruler's sister and a senator to escape and take back control. But before they can act, the ruler figures out their plan. He threatens his sister, forcing her to betray them. Soldiers attack the fighters' barracks, and a big battle breaks out. Many of the general's friends are killed. He barely escapes, but is caught just outside the city. The ruler decides to deal with the general himself. He arranges a final fight in the Colosseum in front of a huge audience. Before the fight, the ruler secretly injures the general to weaken him. When the fight begins, the general struggles but still manages to fight well. Eventually, he gains the upper hand. The ruler looks for help, but no one comes to his aid. The general wins the fight. After the battle, the general, now very weak, gives final instructions to the people around him. He tells them to free the other fighters and restore proper leadership in Rome. Then he collapses. His friends and supporters carry his body out of the Colosseum. Later, one of his closest friends buries his small personal items in the arena and promises that one day they will meet again.